Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. July 26th, Dave Roever. In the Vietnam War, Dave Roever was a gunner on a U.S. Navy riverboat. Then his life changed dramatically. After the war, Roever went on to found the Roever Foundation, which has provided thousands of scholarships to students in Vietnam and other places. The foundation has built a cardiac care unit and a digital imaging lab, which saves hundreds of Vietnamese lives at no cost to them. The foundation built a 36-bed heart monitoring system in Saigon and provides cataract surgery for hundreds of Vietnamese children. They've also provided clothing for about 2 million children in Vietnam, plus medicine and many wheelchairs, bicycles, boats, and motors to the Red Cross in Vietnam. Their service extends to countries such as El Salvador and Mexico, with medical and dental support for the underprivileged. On this date, in 1969, while he was manning the gun on the riverboat, a grenade exploded near Dave Roever's face. Listen to his story.
Hope, it can turn a tragedy into a triumph. Hidden in the steamy Vietnamese jungle, a sniper centered the crosshairs of his rifle on the head of a 26-year-old American gunner. The gunner, a brown water black beret, stood on the bow of a swift boat near the Cambodian border. He raised his arm to throw a grenade. The sniper was waiting. Aiming carefully, the sniper squeezed the trigger. 6 inches from the gunner's head, the bullet hit the grenade. An instant explosion showered the gunner with 5,000-degree hot white phosphorus. Gunner Dave Roever was forever changed. Phosphorus burned his body inside and out. He looked down and he saw his face lying on his boots, his heart pumping in his chest, and the blood pouring out his wrists where his fingers had been. The right side of his head, his ear, his eye, his lips, they were all gone. I wanted to die, he said. I was so afraid that if I lived, I would be rejected, and I couldn't live with that. The medics marked him killed in action, but they were wrong. For Dave Roever, God had a different plan. Waking up in the hospital with third-degree burns over 55% of his body, Dave struggled with hopelessness, wanted to protect his wife Brenda, and he tried to end his life. He pulled out the life-sustaining tube, but the suicide attempt failed. Looking back, he laughs at the irony. I pulled out my feeding tube by mistake, and in a short time, I got hungry. You can die that way, but it's going to take a long time, he said. In dread, Dave waited for his wife Brenda to enter the room to see him for the first time. He was prepared for the worst, for her to turn around and leave. He had seen other wives abandon their disfigured husbands. But Brenda walked over, leaned down, smiled, and kissed him. "Welcome home, Davy," she said. "I love you, and you weren't really all that good-looking anyway." From that moment on, his tragedy became his triumph. His message became one of hope, and now Dave delivers his hope message with a good dose of humor. He brags about his new nose. It's a boy, and laughs at the time the wind blew his hair off and the dog returned it. How did he know it was mine? But in the midst of all the laughing is a clear message. The thing that takes low self-esteem and transforms it into positive self-esteem is when you can take what you see as a negative, use it for something good. Lighten it up, use it, make laughter of it. I don't mean ridicule. People laugh with me, not at me. In the Bible, the Apostle Paul says in Philippians 1:12, "I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel." Are there scars in your life that God wants to use to help heal others? Hope, it can turn tragedy into triumph.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.